Hi, Judy with today's thought. As most of you, maybe all of you know, Kamala Harris, the day before I'm recording this, 2 days before you're seeing this, gave a speech in Washington, D.C. It was billed as her closing argument, and it was the news item of the day, the big story of the day. Or was it? Because at the exact moment or time that she was giving that speech, Joe Biden was in the White House saying this.
And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
So now I'm having a second thought. I'm wondering how many of you, in fact, know that Kamala Harris gave a speech a day ago or 2 days before you're seeing this, let alone actually watched it. Because definitely the news stories after what Joe Biden said, that became the big story of the day. Completely upstaged Kamala Harris. That's all. I'm recording this a day after, and nobody's talking about on the news. The talking heads, maybe some liberal station somewhere, is talking that much about what Kamala Harris said in her speech. But a lot of people are talking about what Joe Biden said sitting in the White House. So there's an interesting point about this that Scott Jennings made. He's I guess the token conservative. Well, I won't say token conservative, because when on CNN, in these CNN panels, because to me token conservative means that the person is like a David Brooks, supposed to be a conservative, but actually is quite liberal in the views, and is, for instance, the conservatives, Washington Post, the conservative columnists, and the New York Times, the conservatives, they're all anti-Trump. They're all never Trumpers. So you have to wonder about them. But Scott Jennings, on the other hand, is a real deal. He actually is a conservative, obviously a Trump supporter, or I should say a strong conservative. And he made a very good point. So I'm going to play you now. This is Scott Jennings. He made a couple of points, but there's one I particularly want to emphasize, and I'll discuss it after you hear from him. So here is Scott Jennings.
Yeah, let me just accept the most charitable framing of this, which you just gave. Why is he sitting in front of a laptop at the exact same moment Kamala Harris is out on his backyard trying to give the closing argument to her campaign? What in the world is he doing? Now, I don't accept your framing of it personally, because I actually do believe he, Harris, the Democratic Party, and most of their campaign do believe that half the country is garbage. They've also said people who go to Trump rallies are Nazis. And so it's pretty apparent the disdain with which they hold half of the country in.
That's not true. We've already litigated it in Kamala's speech tonight.
But as a tactical matter today,
no, but you don't just get to
why
say
in the world is Joe Biden giving remarks at the same time as Kamala Harris?
I'll give you that.
So what you just saw in that video, some of the points have been made before by Jennings and by others. The one I want to focus on is the one that he made about Joe Biden making his statement at the time he made it. Well, Kamala Harris was giving her speech. So, and the media focused more on him than on her. So, one obvious question is, why wasn't, as Jennings alluded, why wasn't she or he with her at the speech? And an obvious reason is that she didn't want him to be there, because it would obviously reinforce her ties to the Biden administration, that she was part of the Biden administration, the most, I can confidently say, failed administration of my lifetime. But I don't want to get up on another track there. I want to just focus on what Jennings said about the fact that Biden said what he said when he said it. Now, there's a theory going around that Biden, well, it's an obvious question. Was he trying to sabotage her campaign? Because he could have said what he said any time. And actually, when he withdrew his candidacy under pressure, under duress, clearly didn't want to do it. He didn't have to put forth Kamala Harris or anybody else as his successor, as the new candidate. It could have been. Time would have been limited, but a primary or something, or have an open convention they could have had, and he foreclosed all that. He didn't have to do that. But getting back to the comment, the garbage comment, and that completely upstaged Kamala Harris, and one could ask, is it because he has reasons to be bitter about being cast aside? And the question could be, did he do it on purpose? Now, I'm putting that out as a question. I'm not saying one way or the other, but either he did it on purpose, or he is it just doesn't. He's not thinking straight. Let's just say it that way. That he just doesn't have any self-control anymore. Maybe because his mental faculties are diminishing. I don't know. But the question would be the one I asked in the title to this thought: with friends like that, who needs enemies? And that's what, as like the Fox News, their old slogan is, I report, you decide. So there's a comment section below the video. I'd like to hear from all of you what you think, deliberate or accident, or just plain incompetence. You have the floor, and that's it. Thanks for stopping by. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. As I just said, your comments welcome below the video. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it, but most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again, and until I do see all of you again, bye.